Hey guys, it's Joel and Mary from Costco Zaddy. In today's video, we will be taste testing ramen that we found at Costco and let you know what we think of them.
I love instant ramens, and I love the fact that in such a small package, you can have such deliciousness, and also on top of it all, it's so easy to make. It's literally the ultimate lazy boy food. If I was single and I wasn't married to my wife, I think I'd be eating ramens almost every day. The first ramen we're gonna be trying is the shrimp wonton ramen, and this has always been at Costco, but like I've never really wanted to try it because a microwavable shrimp wonton ramen doesn't seem appetizing to me.
I, on the other hand, have always wanted to try this ramen because if you are a long time viewer here, you would know that I love shrimp. And honestly, this looks pretty good. So I'm excited to give it a try today. All you have to do is add water to the indicated line inside the bowl. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. And then you're gonna cover the bowl with the lid very loosely and pop it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I usually give it a quick stir and then microwave it again for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. So this is the finished product here. It actually looks pretty good. So you get about 5 shrimp wontons here, and they're pretty decent size. Like I was expecting them to be very small, but you know what? This looks like a pretty average shrimp wonton size. You also get some veggies in here, which looks appetizing. It feels, just from the chopstick, it doesn't feel super soggy. I feel like this is gonna have a nice crunch to it. You can also see that there's some green onions, chopped green onions mixed into the ramen as well. This actually looks really good and it smells really good, so I can't wait to dig in.
I'm a little bit skeptical about this because it's microwaved. I think that's pretty good. That is surprisingly good. I think the broth is like really light. It's not that heavy, and you would think it would be full of sodium, but it's actually like a nice light tasting broth that's not too overwhelming. I don't know, what do you think about it?
I agree. It's definitely well seasoned, but it's not too salty, which you sometimes expect from typical instant ramens because they're full of sodium, but this one actually tastes nice and light. It's really good.
There's noodles right there, as you can see. They look pretty good, like pretty good texture, and yeah, let me try this out.
Thoughts, noodle master?
This is actually pretty good. The noodles are like really firm and springy, just how I like them. I love these type of noodles. I would not think that you could get these type of noodles in the microwave.
I have to agree, those noodles are really good. Perfect texture, like that firm, chewy texture, just really yummy. Also, the veggie is actually really good. It's pretty crunchy. Wow. To try the shrimp wonton. Let's see if it lives up to my standards.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Good?
It's really good. That shrimp, surprisingly, tastes, for lack of better words, pretty legit. Like, it's a solid size shrimp. It's not like, that's really good.
Yeah, the shrimp is actually decent size and it tastes pretty good. Like the wrapping around the shrimp is like, it tastes kind of legit. Like, for a microwavable ramen,
Yeah.
it's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit.
Oh yeah. Like if you're craving this and you don't have the means to go to a restaurant that has this, or to, you know, Chinatown that would typically have this, this would definitely satisfy my craving.
If you want to spice things up a little bit, maybe put some soy sauce in there, maybe put some hot chili sauce or some sriracha in there. I think that would really just like amp it up.
What are your thoughts?
I like that. It's a little bit saltier because of the soy sauce, and I like spice, so the sriracha gives it a nice little kick. The base broth is good, but adding that soy sauce and that sriracha in is good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Would you buy this again?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was a hater before, but I would gladly go back to Costco and buy this again. Okay, next up is the Tainan style noodles with original sauce pack. And actually this is not our first time trying this because you know what, we love this stuff. This is a staple in our household, and so yeah, let's just take a little bit more intimate look into these Tainan style noodles. Just put some boiling water on and throw the noodles in there for 2 to 3 minutes. You then take the water out and then you add the sauce pack that's in there and you mix it up and you're good to go. Really easy. Look at those noodles, guys. That looks so good. That sauce packet is just a little bit of sesame oil and soy sauce. And look at the texture of those noodles. This just look really, really good. Look at that. That looks so, so delicious. It does a good job of just soaking up that sauce that it comes with. Completely and utterly delicious. Let's try it. We already know it's good, but...
Yeah, we are obsessed with this. We must have bought this ramen at least 4 or 5 times already. That just goes to show how much we really enjoy the Tainan noodles.
The noodles are like really springy and nice and firm, but also nice and thin too to kind of soak up that sauce. It's just so good, guys. I highly suggest you get these.
You can add like whatever protein you want with this. I typically like to add shrimp if we had time, green onions.
Voila, it's good. It's really good. This is typically something we don't share. We typically have our own separate packets made for each of us, so
it's kind of harder now that we're sharing this. As you can tell, Joel is probably gonna eat all of it in one bite.
Would you buy this again?
Pretty sure we bought this already 5 times.
Yeah, it's really a no-brainer. I mean, we just buy this all the time. Every time we see it at Costco, our eyes just light up and we're just like, gotta get it. All right, next up is the shoyu chicken ramen, or shoyu ramen with chicken. And I don't know actually why we've never bought this. I always see it at Costco, but we always just walk by it. And maybe because it's a kind of expensive, but yeah, let's try it for the first time.
All right, so all you have to do is add water to the maximum fill line that's within the bowl and pop it in the microwave for 4 minutes, give it a quick stir, and you're good to go. So this is the finished product right here. I think you have to give this a really good stir. This looks like it's gonna have a nice, like, firm, stringy texture. You have pieces of chicken in here, pieces of carrots, some spring onions, and corn. So as you can see, as I'm mixing this in, you can see the sauce is at the bottom. So it's really important that you mix this thoroughly to get the flavor going, you know?
Really excited for this. It looks really delicious. The noodles look really good. And it looks like it's actual chicken in here, so I'm really excited to try this. I will let you do the honors.
Smells really good. Definitely sussed out by this chicken. It's good flavor. It has like, well, I can taste like the chicken broth, and I don't know, I get like skeeved out by microwavable chicken, and I feel like I taste that like just like straight chicken flavor in the broth that I don't particularly like. I think it's okay.
All right, let me try it. I like this broth. The shoyu broth is like soy sauce base, and so like it's really flavorful. I don't get that chicken flavor that, or at least the bad chicken flavor my wife's talking about. I think of all the broths that we've tasted today, which is not many, this is the tastiest one, and I think it's because of the soy sauce that's in it. Let's try the nudes.
The nudes.
Noodles, as you could see, look really springy and kind of firm. You see me shaking these nudes right here? All right, let's try it.
It looks very glossy. The noodles.
That's a legitimate ramen textured noodle. They're springy, they're firm, and they taste really good, and they're nice and chewy.
Like the noodles, I'm gonna taste the chicken. Chicken has really good texture. It's not like mushy or tastes artificial. It tastes like real chicken.
Yeah. The chicken is pretty good, especially for it being microwave chicken. Like it looks like legit chicken. And it tastes like chicken.
That's important. I know, and I'm just not like a huge fan of the broth. I don't know what it is.
Would you buy this again?
I don't think so. I think it's a no for me. That chicken flavor, it's almost like unseasoned chicken broth that is mixed in. Gives me that, it's like an aftertaste. I just can't get past it.
I think I differ with my wife, and I would definitely buy this again. I like the soy sauce broth. It's really tasty, and I love the noodles. Next to this Tainan style noodles, this might be the best noodles that are out there. It's firm and springy. I would definitely buy this again, but my wife wouldn't.
Okay, so next up, we will be reviewing the Vietnamese pho, authentic pho rice noodles and seasoning.
It looks like all you have to do is just open the noodles, open the seasoning oil, and vegetable garnish, and pour the contents in the bowl over the noodles. You prepare with hot water, and so you fill the hot water to the fill line, and then just let it stand for 3 to 5 minutes. All right, okay. Okay, the noodles seem really soft, and the broth is a little oily, and obviously you put an oil packet in there. But you know what? It actually smells pretty decent. All right, next we have the pho. It's all done here, and every time I was in Costco, I would always just like pass by these because I was not interested in it. I essentially looked at it and was like, forget about it. This is not bad.
I don't think I've ever seen like instant pho anywhere, so I was curious to just try it to see if it would be as legit as a true like Vietnamese pho. Let's see.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, I think it's one of those broths that like, you know it's fake, but you keep eating it anyway.
You're craving pho, you don't have access to a Vietnamese place or authentic pho, or you're just lazy and you need something just quick. My God, I think this is good.
As you can see, yeah, as I mentioned, it looks a little bit squishy. It's a little bit hard to it's kind of hard to
I think the texture itself too is a little bit mushier. Like it seems that it's really absorbing a lot of that water, a lot of the broth really quickly. And so it's expanding the noodle and just making it really smushier.
Would you buy this again?
Yes, I think I would.
I would buy it again, but I wouldn't be like, eager to go buy it again. If you're craving that pho and you're too lazy to go out, put some hot water in here, boom, you got some pho. Next is the Korean rapoki. Honestly, I just got this in the store because it was really nice, bright, vivid packaging, and I was immediately attracted by it. We've had this one before in the past, so this is not a first impression. We've actually had another video that you could click on right here. To make these noodles, you have to wash the rice cakes with water and drain it. In a pot, bring 2 cups of water to boil, and then you add the rice cake, the sauce, and then you cook it for 4 minutes. You put the noodle and dry spring onions into the pot and boil it for 3-4 minutes more, and then you stir it and serve.
You can see the rice cakes look nice and full. The noodles look really silky and delicious. As you can see, the broth is no longer broth. It's just more of like this nice, like silky, creamy textured sauce that's just glazing all over the noodles. The noodles feel like they're gonna be nice and bouncy and have good texture to them.
It's really thick. Look at that. Yeah, it's like really heavy. This is really just like dense. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh. If you like that like dense, the sauce is thick. It's a little bit sweet when you taste it, and then it gets really spicy towards the end. So if you're not a fan of spicy foods, I don't think this is for you. If you're a fan of thick noodles, the noodles are actually pretty good.
I love this type of noodle, this like texture. It's like girthier, but like it's very chewy at the same time. That sauce is spicy. I have to say it's a lot spicier than I remembered from our very first video. Like it's lingering right now. I am not a person who enjoys a lot of like spicy food, so I'd probably have a couple more bites of this and that's probably it for me.
Yeah, sauce is kind of spicy and it does linger around my mouth. If you're into like spicy food and you like this type of noodle where it's like thick and like heavy,
yeah.
The sauce is like really rich.
The sauce really is like creamy. It just it coats the rice cake and the noodles really well, so you have consistent flavor throughout. Would you buy this again?
I think for my preference, I like more soupy, a little bit lighter noodles. This is really heavy and really thick and rich and decadent, and I would probably get it only if, you know, probably after like a year of not eating it, I'd probably start craving it again. Something I probably can't eat like multiple times a week.
This type of noodle is definitely not for me. It's really spicy. For my preference, it's just not what I like, so can't say I like it, but let us know if you do.
All right, last but not least is the kimchi noodle soup ramen. I got this ramen, comes in like a 16 pack or something like that, but this is the type of ramen that is like what makes instant ramen instant, because you literally just put a little bit of water in here, you fill it up to the line, you leave it in there for about like 3 minutes, and boom, it's done. Here's the finished product. Oh yeah, look at that color. That is kimchi colored. Oh, and if you could smell this right now, it feels like the noodles are really al dente, and you could see that broth is really, really dark, and it just looks like kimchi.
Instant kimchi noodle soup. First impression. Definitely has a kick to it. It's not terrible. Yeah, it's like a watered down kimchi broth.
Yeah, it tastes like kimchi. It definitely, I don't know, to me it feels like a little manufactured, a little fake. And I taste that on my tongue and I'm just like,
a little unauthentic.
A little unauthentic. See how people would like this broth, but this is just not for me.
It tastes like it's like a chicken broth with kimchi flavoring. Like it's not bad. What are your thoughts on the nudes?
The nudes are a weird texture and they have this weird aftertaste to me, and I'm just not into it. So I think I'll pass on this.
It just tastes like cup noodles.
Yeah.
Like instant cup noodles that are just, you know, average, nothing to really talk about.
The texture is a little weird and there's this weird aftertaste for me. I think it's because of the broth that I'm not really into. It's probably the lowest of the bunch for me. But let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you think differently. We just got done tasting all the ramens and letting you know kind of like what we think about each of these ramens. But each of us are different people and we have our own opinions. So what's your top 3 ramens from this experience?
Okay, so for me, the top 3, my number 1 pick is the shrimp wonton noodle soup. I think it's just the overall package really delicious. I love the Tainan noodles, of course, that's my second pick. And then my third pick is the pho. I just really enjoyed the pho broth, and yeah.
For me, my top 3, my number 1, tried and true, the Tainan style noodles. I mean, it's just the texture, it's the sauce, it's so good. Number 2 is the shoyu ramen. I think it was really flavorful. And number 3 is the shrimp wonton soup, light broth, good shrimp taste, and kind of tastes legit. All right guys, that's the end of the video. We tried 6 different ramens from Costco. Let us know what you think about the ramens that we tried here. We gave you our top 3, and obviously our top 3 might be different than your top 3, so let us know in the comments. We'll be really interested to hear from you guys.
If you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up, because that really helps us out a lot. And if you're living that crazy Costco life, like we are, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Until next time, guys, bye.